Okay, so this is my quilts for Deconstructive Journaling Pages Group 46. I really enjoy doing this. My first memory of quilts was going to my grandmother's house. And that was always an exciting time to me because I knew that on the bed that she had ready for me was this beautiful quilt that was made up of brocades and laces and satins and all this scrumptious material that was just so textile and so wonderful to the touch. And I got to sleep on that bed, and it was all pieces put together in the form of like a crazy quilt. And the highlight for my visit to her was she would reiterate all the stories of where these pieces had come from, what type of a dress it came from, who had owned the dress. And it was very, very rich for me as far as history was concerned to listen to all these wonderful stories. So that's the backdrop of my history and connection to quilts. So what I did here is they're very similar. What I did, it just varies a little bit in color. And so you can see here that they're pretty much the same, the front cover. And then it varies very little in the center. I tried to replicate a lot of the feel of that crazy quilt that I used to be able to lay on. And it was full of these colors and shiny things and soft things and lacy things. And so that is part of all of the memory for me personally. So the insides, like I say, they vary a little bit, but they're dealing a lot with the same fabrics that crazy quilt had. Now, of course, to every story there is an addition to that story. So what I did on the back is I put the story of what I just shared with you. But the ending to that story is this. Years later, when I got married, I asked my grandmother if I could have that crazy quilt. That old thing, she said. I told her, yes, I want to keep it in the family. I love the stories behind each piece of fabric. Well, she laughed, and she told me that she had bought it at a garage sale and made up all the stories to amuse me. Well, let me tell you, I didn't know if I should have cried or laughed when she told me that. But the memory is still there. The feeling that I got when I went there and heard these stories is still all real to me. So I still treasure the memories. I don't have the quilt. She had since thrown it away because it really had no sentimental value. And I was crushed. But that's my story behind my connection with quilts, and I'm sure all of you have your unique story. So, excuse me. So I hope my SWAT members enjoy the page when they receive it. Thank you.